Welcome back to the Bubba YouTube channel. So today's video is about your favorite beefy lolcow, Wes Watson. This guy doesn't stop making content. He uploaded a crazy rant last night, and I had to run 9 miles this morning just so I can get into flow state. But I'm going to give you a little preview from this video because this rant is just crazy. Look at this part, and then we're going to jump into the whole thing.
I'm going to fully just skip over the understanding that I don't have $95,000 a month, and I'm in his comments all buck-toothed and cross-eyed, all, "Hey, the rich is playing! The rich is playing! The rich is playing!" But he leaves out the whole point that he rents it for $95,000 a month and writes that $95,000 a month off to where it's a massive tool.
You are at the genesis of a lolcow. This is literally a lolcow in the making, and he doesn't even realize it yet. The whole internet is laughing at him. Did you just see that? That was completely unhinged. He used to never do stuff like that. In just 2 weeks, this guy is losing his mind. He cannot handle all of the negative attention. He can't handle it. So let's just go into the rest of the video because there's just so much to cover.
Biggest mistake that everybody does, because you guys are so misdirected and you don't understand how the universe works. If you think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, you'll understand all the secrets of how the world works and how everything takes place, from your stupid ass phrases like law of attraction and manifestation and all the stupid shit all you mother say.
It's only been 1 minute. It's only been 1 minute since he started talking, and I've lost 1 million brain cells, probably even more. Wes Watson says that he understands how the universe works. I want you to think about that. He says he understands how the universe works. This guy's talking like one of those 15-year-old girls on Tumblr, and they're like, all these crystals and the frequencies and stuff. This guy is a total loony. This guy is a total loony, and it's only been like a minute.
Can be very easily summed up with the way I've broken it down, which I was the only person to break it down at this level. Stop expecting high quality from low frequency.
Has anybody noticed that when Wes Watson speaks, he licks his lips a lot? Like, this guy licks his lips a ton. And I'm starting to think it's like trauma or something he had from prison. Like that one scene from Beyond Scared Straight.
And take your finger, just do this to the bottom one. Come here, you orange flavor mother.
Yeah, that show was pretty crazy back in the day. I think they actually canceled it. But I'm pretty sure Wes Watson habitually licks his lips because prisoners were always dousing those things in sugar. And, you know, he just gotta lick, lick, lick.
When you're in a low frequency state, you should never expect any high quality outcomes. They will not take place. It's not even about attracting them. You're not in the mindset to even create them. It's not possible. In the same mindset that created the problem, the solution will not be evident. You have to elevate above the problem, and now you can look down upon it. That's why I could never understand a victim mindset and all these trauma believers that they could ever get a positive outcome from it.
What is bro even yapping about? Like, most of that was just junk. But I will comment about his opinion about victim mindset and trauma. So I do think that there are too many people that do put themselves in a box, right? But I'm not going to like degrade you or something. Like, you just have to go through that growth. I've gone through it. Everybody's gone through it. Like, you just think that you're in a really bad spot, but you just got to, like, you know, hunker down, think positively, and it takes time. It's not an overnight thing. But trauma's a real thing, and Wes Watson, he's never had a job. He's never done anything hard. He never actually was in a difficult prison. So the guy's never had anything hard like happen to him. Like, I've talked to some firefighters that really saw some stuff. Like those houses, they just couldn't save those people. And like, they really do carry on that guilt. But because Wes Watson's not an honorable man, he's never done anything difficult. You know, he's not like in the military. He's not a police officer. He's not anything. He's not anything. So what would he know about trauma? I just think it's kind of funny that the idiots throw the biggest stones when like they should just be staying in their own lane.
You would have to look at the event as a positive. And who the better than someone who was in prison for 10 years and chose to see it as an asset? And that's why all you fucking weirdos who are like, Wes, we get it, you went to prison. Stop telling us and glorifying it. You should glorify the negative things that's happened to you because, like I've said before, your trauma becomes your trophy. The shit that tried to break you actually makes you. You were not buried, mother. You were planted. How many fucking ways would I have to say it till it resonates? Like all these fucking weirdos who have these one-liners that some other weirdo has to hear to believe in it.
Wes Watson thinks that sitting in his cell all day and doing half-rep push-ups was the hardest thing any human could ever experience. I think that people would respect somebody if they came from prison, if like it was a really, really difficult time and they went through this like transformative character growth. But we don't see any of that, Wes Watson. If anything, you're the same person that entered that penitentiary and then you left the same person. There's nothing different about you. The only thing that's different about you is that you've gotten more bald and you've gotten more plump. That's it. Those are the only two things that have changed. Because a person really would respect somebody from prison or a hard life if they changed, if they took in the actual experience and they're no longer that person who entered that prison. Like you're missing that, Wes Watson. You're missing that. And that's why everybody just laughs at you because you're a joke and you're a cornball.
How about I give you a workable system that actually elevates you? How about I teach you how to move throughout each day?
The question was just because I feel like I haven't had a lot of guidance through the whole process. I feel like it was just kind of like,
yeah, that's what you're going to say now. The other people with the same blueprint did what they did. You did what you did. It's your underlying stink of that you deserve shit. There's no guidance needed. Download the... How about I give you full steps, full workable actions that you do each day and the self-talk that goes along with these actions. I can tell you guys what to do and what to think. I've done it a million times. That's actually what you guys need. You guys need a vision of what could be. You need workable steps to get there. And you need the self-talk that keeps you from deviating from the blueprint or plan. So the self-talk that keeps you from deviating from the blueprint or plan is very simple. And it's always interchangeable from person to person. Hence why a lot of you idiots need those gems. You're like, oh, purpose over pleasure.
So Wes Watson turns this deep talk into a shill for his course. I mean, it is pretty predictable. That's all he does. But he's like, yeah, you need to take my teachings and you need to learn from me and you need to get my wisdom. You just need to do those things. And that's why you're not getting the Lamborghini. That's why you're not living your dreams. But when like people like when they actually pay the $3,000 a month, like, yeah, I've read some comments that say, well, if you pay that money to this like guy, this cornball, then you deserve whatever. And, you know, I partially agree with that. But his guidance or his help and his teaching, it's nothing. It's just reading a Google document that's probably like been hijacked or been like found somewhere else on the internet. There's been a lot of discussion that the guy like got most of his stuff from other people, and I have like no reason to not believe that. So yeah, Wes Watson, you can take your little course and you can shove it.
Okay, perfect. That keeps me from breaking. I was so stupid, I was about to engage in pleasure instead of purpose. I'm supposed to work on stuff that's aligned with my purpose, not that's aligned with pleasure that deviates me from my outcome. You guys need that shit. I needed it too. I needed it at the beginning. You guys will all need it at the beginning. But you're supposed to elevate past it. You're not supposed to consistently need new forms of motivation all through this process. You're supposed to just stoically apply the daily habits that change your life. You're supposed to just have a workable system that elevates you. Blueprints are very simple to adhere to when you're the best version of you. But if you're out drinking, if you don't have a daily system that keeps you aligned with being your best self, if you're doing drugs, if you're doing anything negative that deters you from the work that's going to elevate you, how the could you beat someone that doesn't? Like I've had so many videos on a topic of alignment that you guys should already understand when you're aligned with your outcome or when you're not.
I find it pretty funny that Wes Watson roasted that one customer that you've seen in my previous videos about how his speech is bad. But Wes Watson is literally one of the worst public speakers I have ever heard. This guy is garbage at speaking. He basically said a bunch of bull just in order to say, hey, if you want to do something, then just apply yourself. What is all this with alignments and frequency and energy? Bro, just put on your running shoes like I did and go run the 9 miles. You don't need all of this dumb stuff to go do something. Just hydrate, put yourself in a positive mindset, and put on the shoes. It's not that hard. You don't need to pay me $3,000 for that.
Is a guy who's eating California burritos aligned with his outcome of having a six-pack by the first of the year? No, he's not. So I shouldn't be shocked when he doesn't get his outcome. Is a guy who works for the city who has dreams of owning a Lambo or an SVJ aligned with his outcome? No, your job doesn't pay you that much. What the is the matter with our delusional world where you think you can have daily habits and actions that aren't aligned with an outcome, but yet you still sit here and desire the outcome? Stop desiring it. You're not even aligned with it. Now you're just torturing yourself, you idiot. Like, the only thing Wes Watson did was not desire an outcome, except the ones that were fully under his control. So the things that were fully under my control, I aligned myself with that outcome, building the best me. Once I built the best me, I ran laps around everyone.
I know it was a figure of speech, but I would pay money to see Wes Watson run on a track. I think it would be hilarious. He'd probably pass out. But yeah, so Wes Watson, oh man, I keep calling him an idiot, but he really is. He really is. Like, he has like this huge fantasy over Lambos and buying escorts. I actually haven't seen his escort lady in his like stories recently. I wonder if they split up. But anyway, yeah, so he has like this huge like Lamborghini fantasy, and he only does that because he's never actually had a real job. He doesn't know the value of money. He doesn't know like anything. Like, it's better to own a house. It's better to have other assets. Like, unless you're extremely rich, then why would you buy a Lamborghini? But like I said, this guy's never had a job in his life. So he's never like been a construction worker. He's never welded anything. He's not a businessman. He's not a lawyer. He's not a doctor. He doesn't know the value of money. And he has this huge warped sense of reality. He thinks that like you don't own a McLaren or Lamborghini, then your worth as a man is literally zero. This guy is a total goofball.
What we had to do was make content right here that was consistent, valuable, really clear, articulated well, and brought people results, which are...
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit.
very simple. We all know what brings results. You guys just don't do them, so you can't talk about them. You guys just don't do them, so you can't talk about them. So it becomes that simple. Like, you guys think you're wise, but to know and not to do is not to know.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man.
How the fuck do you know about it if you don't do it, motherfucker? You hypothetically are some fucking genius at it? Because you hypothetically understand it? You understand it fully? No, hypothetical is hypocritical.
Hypothetical is hypocritical. It's like one of those things which I call book label intelligence, meaning it kind of sounds good. It almost sounds like it's smart. So like if you're not really paying attention, you're like, yeah, man, yeah, that sounds good. But no. So, okay. What Wes Watson doesn't understand is that you can know to do something, it just takes time. Like if you wanted to be an Olympic lifter, it would take you 10, 20 plus years to go and do that. They have all of the training sessions online. They have like coaches that you can get, right? You could become an Olympic lifter. Now, how many people are going to stay committed to that? Like next to none. That's why there's only a handful of Olympic athletes in the world, right? You can know how to do something. Like people are pretty transparent about training nowadays. It's just that if you're not doing it, It's probably because you're not there yet, or maybe you got injured, or maybe you're just not like mentally there for it. So just because you're not doing something that you know is good for you or you know how to do it, that doesn't make you a hypocrite. Well, this is like the type of language that these idiots use, that all these like fake gurus use, because they want to like fan a flame in you, but they're really stupid how they do it.
And it always has been. You guys, like even Jordan Peterson is a hypocrite with his hypothetical understandings of the way that a human works. Hey, you have to be willing, you have to be capable of extreme violence, but willingly forego that. Oh, Jordan Peterson is an expert at being violent as a man or capable of it? No, he understands it, but he's never applied it. And the whole thing that I'm telling you guys is we don't have an education issue. We have an application issue. And if we have an application issue, we have an issue understanding. You guys don't understand shit you haven't done. So
I'll make this short and simple. I used to be a rock climber, right? I used to do bouldering. I did it for a while and I got pretty good at it. But there was a certain level where I just had to get stronger. I knew what to do. I knew how to hold the grip. I knew how to position my hips. I knew how to position my legs in relation to the wall, but I just wasn't strong enough to do it. I knew how to do it. So, like, when Wes Watson talks about people, they don't understand stuff, they're not applying themselves, he's forgetting that life is a journey. You have to get stronger, you have to get more knowledge. So you can know how to do something, you're just not there yet. But for these people, right, they want the whole world. They want the whole world instantly. They have instant gratification syndrome. This is why Wes Watson always makes videos, because he's addicted to the gratification. He is social media addicted. This is why this guy is the lol cow that probably will never stop giving the milk.
guess what? When you see someone as amazing as Wes Watson on your screen, you couldn't fathom how it could be real. It's gotta be all fake. Because I could never even understand how the someone would pay $95,000 a month in rent. So I'm just gonna talk shit that he rents his pad, and I'm gonna fully just skip over the understanding that I don't have $95,000 a month, and I'm in his comments all buck-toothed and cross-eyed, all the rent's his plan. The rent's his plan. But he leaves out the whole point that he rents it for $95,000 a month and writes that $95,000 a month off to where it's a massive.
Oh my gosh, this lolcow, man. The whole world's just laughing at you, Wes Watson. You've lost the script. Now, I'm not a tax expert. I wanna make that clear. But is that even possible to write off your whole rent as a tax write-off? Like, I'm not really understanding that. If I remember correctly, like tax code says that you can use like your rent from your house, like for a certain like part of it under like the home office tax write-off. But like I'm not an expert or anything like that. So if you're an expert in that field, then comment down below, because I'm curious about that. I wonder if Wes Watson had like the cat slip out the bag right there.
A massive tool for building his business, an expense that brings in profit. So the goal is to profit. Thank you, sir. Well played, Mr. Watson. But guess what? The people in the stands, they're always better than the players on the field. Let's go!
This goofball couldn't even get that saying right. No, it's that the players that are on the field are always better than the ones in the stands. He got it opposite. This guy is so stupid. This guy is so freaking dumb. Well, that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, then be sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing to the Bubba YouTube channel. If you subscribe, then comment down below that you did so I can welcome you to this awesome community. We're growing really, really fast, so be part of something awesome. I don't know. This community is great. I'll catch y'all later. Have an amazing day. Peace.